Hello friends, in this video tutorial we are going to learn how can we login modal box pop up on web page if PHP login session has been expired in PHP using Ajax jQuery. In one of previous video tutorial in which we have described auto redirect to login page if PHP session has been expired using PHP with Ajax jQuery. But now in current web development in many website we have seen if we have log out from another and in another tab website open, then in that tab we can login modal box has been open for again login and it has restrict to use web page without login. So this type of feature we have make here, in which we will make login page using Ajax, and after this using Ajax we will PHP session timeout or not. If PHP timeout and website inner page is visible on web page, then login modal will be pop up. Now let's start discussing this topic. So this is our testing database, and in this we have one login table, and in this we have inserted one user details, and here password has been stored in hash format. This is our working folder in which we have 5 PHP file like index.php, login.php, logout.php, checksession.php, and checklogin.php. First we want to make login page, so we have go login page. In this page we have already included jQuery and Bootstrap library link. Now we have moved to write HTML code, so first here we have write span ID is equal to error message. Under this tag we will display login error if user enter wrong details. Below this we have write form tag with method is equal to post and ID is equal to login form. This ID we will select as selector in jQuery code. Under this form for enter user email details, here we have write input type is equal to text, name is equal to email, and required attribute. Same way for enter password details, here we have write input type is equal to password, name is equal to password, and required attribute for validation. After this for validate login details we have write input type is equal to submit and ID is equal to submit and value is equal to login. By click on this button user can validate his details. Now we have moved to write jQuery code for submit login form. So here we have write $with form ID login form with on method, and under this we have write submit event, so when login form has been submitted this code will execute. Under this first we have write event.prevent default method. This method will prevent to submit form data to server. After this we have start write Ajax request. So in this first we have write URL option set to checklogin.php, here we have send request to this page. In second option we have write method, and in this option we can define which method we have used for submit form data, so here we have use post method. In third option we have write data, and in this option we can define which data we want send to server, so here we have write $this with serialize method. This method will convert form data into URL encoded string. Lastly we have write success callback function, and this function has been called if request completed successfully, and it will receive data from server. Under this function we have write if statement, and under condition we have write data variable value is not equal to blank. If this condition true, that means there is user enter wrong details and it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write $with span ID error message with HTML method, and under this we have write data argument. This code will display login error message on web page. But suppose user enter proper details, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block we have write window.location is equal to index.php. This code will redirect page to index.php. Now we have moved to write PHP code in checklogin.php. So on this page first we have write if statement, and under condition we have write is set function with $post email variable. This variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write $connect variable is equal to new class with 3 argument like MySQL host is equal to localhost, database name set to testing, username set to root, and password set to blank. After making database connection we have write session start function. This function will start session on this page. Now we have write $query variable is equal to select star from login table where email is equal to $post email variable. Below this we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement, and under this we have write $query variable. It will make query for execution. For execute query we have write $statement variable with execute method. This method will execute query. After query execution we have write $total row variable is equal to $statement variable with row count method. This method will return number of rows. Now we have write if statement, and under condition we have write $total row variable value greater than 0. If this condition true, that means user enter proper email address, otherwise it will execute else block of code. Suppose user enter wrong email, then it will execute else block of code, and under this we have write $output variable is equal to wrong email address message. But suppose user enter proper email, then it will execute if block, and here we have write $result variable is equal to $statement variable with fetch all method. This method return query execution result. Below this we have write for each loop, and under condition we have write $result variable as $row variable. By using this loop we can fetch data from $result variable. Under this loop we have write if statement, and under condition we have write password verify method with 2 argument. In first argument we have write $post password variable which enter by user, and $row password variable which is store under database. In database we have store password in hash format, so validate password is proper or not. We have used this password verify method. By using this method we can verify hash password. If user enter password with database hash password, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write $session name variable is equal to $row first name variable. Here we have create session name variable, and in this we have store first name details get from table. But suppose password is not matched, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block we have write $output variable is equal to wrong password message. Now our login verification is ready. Now we have send request to Ajax request. So here we have write echo statement with $output variable. It will send request to Ajax. After login into system, user will be redirect to index page. So we have go to index page. First here we have write session start function. This function will start session on this page. After this we have write if statement and condition. We have write is set function with $session name variable. This condition will check this variable value is set to not. If value is set, that means user is login into system and access this page, then it will execute if block of code. And here we have write echo statement with $session name variable. It will display login username on web page. Below this we have write echo statement with anchor tag with href is equal to logout.php. It will display logout link on web page. By click on this, user can log out from system. But suppose user is not login into system and try to access this page, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block we have write header function with location set to login.php. It will redirect page to login.php. Now we have write code for logout, so we have go to logout.php, and here we have write session start function. This function will start session on this page. After this we have write session destroy function. This function will destroy or remove all session variable. Lastly we have write header function, and in this location set to login.php. This code will redirect to login.php page. Now we have check output in browser. Friends, here we can see when page has been loaded into browser, then we can see login page on web page. Now we have directly click on login button, so we can see validation message on web page. Now we have enter wrong email address and wrong password and click on login button. Then we can see error like wrong email address. After this we have enter right email address like johnsmith@gmail.com and wrong password and click on login button. So now we have received wrong password message on web page. Lastly we have enter proper email address and proper password and click on login button. After click on login button, page has redirect to index.php, and here we can see username and logout page link on web page. Now we have moved to proceed to display login modal on web page if PHP Session timeout. For this we have go to index.php page, and on this page we have start make Bootstrap modal. Now we have moved to write HTML code for Bootstrap modal. So for this first we have write division tag with attribute ID is equal to login modal and class is equal to modal and fade. Here modal class identifies the content of this division tag and fade class adds transition effect to Bootstrap modal. Then after we have write other division tag with class attribute is equal to modal dialog. This class sets the proper width and margin of the modal. In this division tag we have write one more division tag between this tag with attribute class is equal to modal header. This class is used to define the style of the header of the modal. Now we have defined one more division tag with attribute class is equal to modal body. Here modal body class is used to define the style for the body of the modal. Under this modal we want to make login form, so we have go to login.php and copy this code and paste into index page modal body division tag, so here our login modal is ready. After making login modal box, first we want to write jQuery code for validate login form using jQuery and Ajax. For this also we have go to login.php and copy this jQuery code and paste here in index.php, and in this code here we have write location.reload method instead of window.location. This code will refresh this page. So here our login validation code is ready, and here also request has been sent to check login.php page for validate user details. Now here we have defined one variable with name like is session expired is equal to no. We will update this variable value to yes if session has been expired or timeout. Here we have make one function with name like check session. This function will check session expired or not by using Ajax. Under this function we have write Ajax request with first option URL set to check session.php. Here we have send request to this PHP file. After this we have write success callback function. This function has been called if request completed successfully, and it will receive data from server, which we can access from this data variable. Under this function we have write if statement, and under condition we have write data variable value is equal to 1. If this variable value is equal to 1, that means session timeout and it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write $, with modal ID login modal with modal method. This method will pop up login modal on web page if session has been expired. Under this method we have write backdrop option set to static, and keyboard option set to false. This both option will prevent login modal from disappearing when user click outside login modal. Below this modal method we have write is session expired variable is equal to yes. Here we have changed this variable value from no to yes after session timeout. Now we have go to check session.php page, and here first we have write session start function. This function will start session on this page. After this we have write if statement, and under condition we have write is set function with $session name variable. This condition will check this variable value has been set or not. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and here we have write echo statement with 0. That means session variable still active and it has not expired. But suppose above condition false, that means session name variable value has been destroyed and it will execute if block of code, and here we have write echo 1. Now we have go to index page, and here we want continuous execute check session function for check session variable live or not. For this we have used set interval JavaScript method. So here we have write count inter variable is equal to set interval method with callback function, and under this function we have called check session function with 10,000 millisecond. This function will be execute every 10 seconds for check session is live or expired, but not session has been expired, then it will pop up login form. So then after we do not want to execute this check session function again. For this here we have write if statement, and under condition we have write if statement, and under condition we have write is session expired variable value is equal to yes. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block we have write clear interval method, and under this we have write count interval variable. This method will clear timer which has been set with set interval method. So it will stop to execute check session function once is session expired variable value will be yes using this clear interval method. Now we have check output in browser. Friends, first we have refresh web page and we have first log out from system. After log out from system, page has been redirect to login page, and here we have already check user details validation. Now we have again login into system by entering johnsmith@gmail.com as email, and in password we have enter password and click on login button. After click on login, page has been redirect to index page. Here we have seen username and logout page link on web page. Now we have opened this same page in another tab. So in another tab also we can see username and logout link on web page. Now we have logout from this tab, and here page has been redirect to login page, but in another tab in which also we have on index page. So here in another tab where index page, but here we can see login modal has been pop up on web page. Here in login modal box we cannot close this modal because here we cannot see close button, and when we have click outside modal, but it has not close. So for access this page we to login into system again by enter login details, enter this modal box, or we have to close this tab. Here we cannot access this page because this is inner page and this cannot be accessed without login into system. So here we have enter email and password details and click on login button. After click on login button, this page has been refreshed and now we can access this page after login into system. This type of feature we have seen in most of the website. If you have any query or input regarding this video tutorial, please comment your query or input in comment box, or if you like this video tutorial please share with your friends, or even you can also share on social media also. If you want to get more update regarding our video tutorial, please subscribe our YouTube channel for get more update regarding release of future video. Lastly, keep watching our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video tutorial.